Once again, thank you all so much for having me as a part of your program today. It is so exciting to be here, to be representing the wonderful partnership that we have out here in Arizona, and I look forward to telling you a little bit more about that. So as Faisal mentioned, I am the Training and Partnering Branch Manager here with McDOT. And again, I'm so honored to be presenting this morning on behalf of the AZTech Partnership, a regional traffic management partnership in the Phoenix metropolitan area, led by the Maricopa County Department of Transportation and the Arizona Department of Transportation. Today, I'll be highlighting information from our success stories submission, specifically an overview of the AZTech partnership and the challenges we're facing in the Phoenix area related to workforce development. I'll share some information about a regional study initiated by AZTech to better understand TSMO workforce needs, which led to the development of the TSMO job description tool. I'll highlight the AZTech ITS and Signal Technician Task Force and the Educating Students on TSMO Careers pilot program. And I'll share the value in leveraging HR support as we address TSMO workforce development needs at our partner agencies. But what is AZTech? AZTech is the Regional Intelligent Transportation System Partnership here in Arizona and was established in 1996 as one of 4 model deployment initiatives awarded grant funding by the U.S. Department of Transportation for institutional and operational collaboration. Our goal here in the region is to provide seamless transportation across jurisdictional boundaries. The key step in that process was to establish collaboration to test and prove technologies and integrate some of the systems between the AZTech partnership agencies. The model deployment phase focused on 4 areas: traffic signal systems management and operations collaboration, traveler information, traffic incident management, and conducting research and applying innovation, including ITS technologies, to prove the value of intelligent transportation systems. AZTech is led by the Arizona Department of Transportation and the Maricopa County Department of Transportation in partnership with the Federal Highway Administration and the Maricopa Association of Governments, which is a key partner as the local metropolitan planning organization. The partnership also consists of 15 local cities and towns, public safety, transit, and ASU and the University of Arizona. We have strong collaboration with all the partners in the area of traffic management and operations. This collaboration is instrumental in the exchange of knowledge, data sharing, and advancing initiatives to improve regional operations towards our common goal of safety and mobility. The AZTech partners are striving to answer a critical question. How can we build up our capabilities in TSMO to address the changing needs of our industry? I think this quote from the Transportation Systems Maintenance and Operations Workforce Guidebook in 2019 really sums up what we're considering today. As transportation agencies increase their capabilities within TSMO, they can begin to harness advancements in technology and research to collect and use new sources of data that better describe how people and goods, as opposed to passenger and commercial vehicles, are moving across the transportation system. Maricopa County is a unique place to consider the expansion of opportunities in the TSMO workforce. You may know that we know something about expansion here. In fact, from 2000 to 2018, Arizona's population increased by 40% to 7.2 million, the 3rd highest rate of growth among all states. And also in that time, vehicle miles of travel on Arizona roadways increased by 34%, the sixth highest rate of growth nationally. The AZTech partnership places a significant focus on integrating and managing the Phoenix Regional Transportation System Network and requires a high level of agency staff coordination and real-time availability. The goals of the 2017 TSMO Workforce Development Initiative include the following: developing resources for AZTech public agencies to update current job descriptions or develop new job positions related to ITS and TSMO, capturing certification and training resources, and educating HR recruitment and compensation representatives on the important distinctions between intelligent transportation systems, IT, and traditional traffic management and operations positions, so that we can look at recruitment and compensation with an equitable eye. In 2016, AZTech identified a priority action to develop job description guidance and information on characteristics such as position duties, responsibilities, requirements, and desired experience levels for various TSMO and ITS roles. The approach for developing this tool focused on the current resources and specific needs of the AZTech partners within the Phoenix metropolitan area. As part of this project, an electronic study was developed and distributed to AZTech partner agency transportation operations stakeholders to gather feedback on current and upcoming staffing and workforce needs, challenges, and what are the future skill sets that agencies saw being a need in the TSMO environment. The objective of the survey was to aggregate responses on priority skill set needs, anticipated future skill set needs, and challenges facing agencies when modifying or creating TSMO-related job descriptions. The survey input was used to help organize and set the stage for working sessions in 2018, which provided an opportunity to dive deeper into the challenges and needs identified by transportation operations staff and allowed for input and discussions from HR representatives in response to the challenges and needs. As a result of the 2018 working session, a set of tools and recommendations was developed to support workforce and job description development efforts by AZTech partners. To guide the development of new or updated job descriptions for transportation operations, maintenance, and incident management positions, an Excel tool was created by working group participants. This tool is organized into 3 tabs that each provide different resources to support agencies. Job description generator includes functional role, example job titles, recommended education and experience, general salary range, and key roles and responsibilities. We have a certification resources tab and a training resources tab. And the tool has proven to be extremely useful to agencies in the development and updating of relevant job descriptions. The AZTech FY22 action plan includes the following activities: develop TSMO recruiting materials, develop a TSMO internship program, and host another working group session with HR and TSMO professionals to collaborate again on development and updating of position information. Several of these actions are included in the Educating Students on TSMO Careers Workforce Development pilot. This pilot is focused on introducing young people to successful careers in transportation that provide stability, growth, and long-term success. Currently, there is little engagement with young people regarding technical careers that support transportation systems. Therefore, an outreach program to young people is a perfect opportunity for students to meet with subject matter experts in the field of transportation services, develop mentoring relationships, learn about internship opportunities with local agencies, and gain real world exposure to career opportunities in ITS and TSMO. In considering moving forward with workforce development initiatives, the following recommendations were considered. Developing relationships with schools, educators, counselors, and others that engage with students at the high school and college level. Creating mentor-mentee relationships between young people and employees currently working in the field. Implementing training in ITS and TSMO careers, starting at the internship level. And increasing awareness of the opportunities a career in our field provides. AZTech recently connected with Elevate Ed AZ, a nonprofit organization focused on helping young people in Maricopa County foster relationships with employers for consideration of future career opportunities. Elevate Ed AZ's High School Career Connect program is designed to inspire and inform rising high school students who are beginning to form their own career identities and a vision for their future. Through a series of virtual sessions with employers and college programs, students learn about opportunities in high growth industries in Arizona. Through group activities and interactive sessions with facilitators, students explore the world of work through the lens of their own interests and gifts. As a capstone activity, students then engage in applied consultancy, presenting recommendations and improvements to career exploration materials used by the Center for the Future of Arizona. Exploring a partnership with Elevate Ed AZ sets up the AZTech partner agencies with many and varied opportunities to introduce young people to careers in ITS and TSMO. AZTech partner agencies will develop standard templates of information, presentations, and other recruitment materials for use at events like career fairs, half-day tours, visits with local schools, and educator externship programs. Standard templates will ensure a cohesive message throughout the partner agencies focused on growing excitement and opportunities for young people interested in TSMO. As we move this pilot forward, potential future considerations and activities will help move the needle on engaging, training, and hiring the workforce of tomorrow. It is vitally important for AZTech partner agencies to work collaboratively with HR leaders as the workforce development initiatives move forward. During the 2018 working group sessions, AZTech partners met with subject matter experts in human resources to gain a better understanding of HR's perspective and processes, as well as to identify some familiar workforce needs and set the stage for ongoing discussions and collaboration with HR. The working group sessions between AZTech and HR staff were viewed as a valuable interaction by several AZTech partner agencies and had immediate benefits in raising awareness among HR groups about the unique challenges and needs of the TSMO workforce. After the session, one agency partner shared that the conversations during the working group allowed the agency HR representative who attended the session to have critical conversations that moved the needle on approving a position reallocation that was originally denied. It then progressed to 4 positions, and others were to follow. Another partner agency shared that the working group session resulted in the agency gaining critical HR staff buy-in in support of future discussions between these two groups. Another action captured in the FY22 action plan and the brainchild of Simon Ramos of the City of Phoenix is the AZTech ITS and Signal Technician Task Force. Proposed in early 2020, the task force works to bridge the gap in coordination among the various AZTech committees, jurisdictions, and position classifications to provide training opportunities and technical development, to foster regional collaboration, identify best practices for technology deployments and development, and offer career development and professional networking opportunities. The task force was established as a pilot for a one-year period under the guidance of the AZTech Operations Committee and is comprised of AZTech public agency member representatives who work in the field and support the hardware and related technology that maintains and keeps the regional ITS infrastructure operational, and focuses on field technicians and specialists that support infrastructure and communication. The task force works to host regular meetings and knowledge sharing events, tours of maintenance facilities and shops, and to develop traffic signal curriculum. In 2021, the ITS Signal Technician Task Force received assistance from the FHWA Resource Center to develop the traffic signal curriculum. And in 2022, AZTech transitioned the program from pilot to permanent. At this time, I want to thank you all for your attention and for the opportunity to speak with you today. Again, I'm honored to represent the AZTech partner agencies in this conversation. If you have questions outside of this conversation, feel free to reach out to the individuals you see here. For questions related to the ITS and Signal Technician Task Force, reach out to Simon Ramos at the City of Phoenix. If you'd like additional information on our Educating Students on TSMO Careers pilot, I'd be happy to speak with you. And if you have general questions, please reach out to Cynthia Lopez, who, by the way, has been a huge source of support to me in the preparation of this presentation. So with that, I'd be happy to take your questions.
Thank you, Kelly. And please feel free to ask questions. You can put your questions on the chat. So Kelly, there is a request on the chat. It is from Cody. And it is about getting a copy of the AZTech TSMO job description generator, if we can get that.
I would be happy to do that. Yes, absolutely. Perhaps we can work through you, Faisal, to make sure that anyone that's on this call that might be interested gets a copy of that.
Thank you. I think we'll be happy to have that as a resource on the center's website.
Looks like I see a question here from Tom. Is there a shared or common definition for TSMO across the jurisdictions represented by AZTech? And I am going to defer that question to, I believe Cynthia Lopez is on the phone. Cynthia? She may not be able to come off mute. Faisal, I bet you know the answer to that question, don't you?
Yes, I think what we have used as a definition is the federal highway definition, and that definition has evolved over time. So I think the AZTech partners have not created their own definition of TSMO, but uses the national definition. And that is documented in the AZTech plans and AZTech strategic plans and performance indicators book. Kelly, there is another question. How do you handle cybersecurity?
And I wonder if Simon Ramos, I think I see him on the line. Maybe he'd like to field that question. or perhaps David Lucas, he may be able to take a question like that. Maybe I'm not sure, are they able to come off mute? All right.
Yeah, they should be able to unmute themselves if you're trying to speak. Feel free to just unmute yourself at the bottom left with that button. We do have a hand raise from Ron. If perhaps you could ask your question while we're waiting for others to unmute themselves.
Yes, thank you. If you can hear me okay.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question I have, you were developing this, the goals initially in 2017, but of course there were a couple of events that were happening about that time later. We have what is often considered as disruptive technology, new services, new technologies causing major changes in transportation planning and of course in the workforce. And then of course we had the pandemic that caused many other changes. So have your goals changed since the 2017 when you initially set out these goals?
Yes, I would say that the goals have evolved just through the opportunity to begin to develop these conversations with the partner agencies, recognizing their unique challenges, as well as involving our HR partners. Definitely the goals continue to evolve.
Okay.
And Ron, I noticed that you had another question, but you might want to email. Is that right?
Yes, I can do that. I was going to ask a little bit more about the internship program that you have, as how specific it is. Is it more of a skill development type of internship program, or is it more career development type of program?
Oh, I'm happy to say that I can definitely answer that question. So let me tell you a little bit about what we have today. Currently, here at the Maricopa County Department of Transportation, we offer summer internships that allow students in areas such as engineering and construction to have the opportunity to apply for positions against other students, to be selected to work within the Department of Transportation in various skill areas. I would envision an internship program similar to this that would allow for high school students that have identified an interest in a particular area or demonstrate particular gifted in certain areas to be able to compete for opportunities to perhaps do a 6-week internship during the high school period. This is something that I've talked to Elevate Ed AZ about a lot. They have several other organizations, mostly in the private sector, that are running these short-term internships to just expose young people to opportunities, typically because they are high school and they have a little bit less interest in sticking with us all day. They're typically half-day opportunities, but during that time, they not only job shadow, but they also develop really important relationships with potential mentors that can help walk them through the process of perhaps attaining a job as soon as they are finished with high school. And I think one of the most valuable things in our considerations of an internship program are opportunities for young people that may not be college bound. We have a significant number of young people in the Phoenix area that simply are not expressing interest in being college bound. And so we do think that there are opportunities within the partner agencies for young people that would like to complete their high school and go right into a great career.
Thank you. That's very helpful. One brief question on your comment too. What about the student that does not want to be, say, a professional, a technician, but then after a year or two, they're recognizing that, hey, I really want to go into the professional field and go ahead and get a full college degree. Do you handle that transition too?
We haven't talked about that through the AZTech partnership, but with my experience at Maricopa County and likely maybe similar within the partner agencies, we do offer tuition reimbursement. I'm a master's student currently, and I'm taking advantage of tuition reimbursement here at the county. So I would imagine that the partner agencies, and this will require further work with our HR professionals across the partner agencies, but my guess is that we can certainly point young people in the right direction to, getting some help and assistance in attending college while they work.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
I saw David Lucas raise his hand. David,
Yes, Faiz.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Faisal. I just wanted to comment on the earlier question about cybersecurity. And it is something, obviously, it's a very important topic. And we do have a training and development agenda that we have that is throughout all of the various AZTech committees. And it is a topic that we bring up regularly as part of the workforce development and the training opportunities. We do make use of resources that are available throughout the region over at MAG, as well as within the various agencies that make up the AZTech partnership. And we also use resources that are available from FHWA to provide that training and keep up on the latest developments. So it is definitely an important topic that we do address throughout the AZTech partnership.
Thank you, David. So there is a question from David Jackson on the chat. How are your various workforce development programs tracking outcomes, successes, follow-up over a 4 to 6 year period? Kelly, you want to take that?
So, given that the pilot program, especially related to educating young people on TSMO careers, is in its infancy stage, we are not currently tracking those outcomes, but we absolutely would build in some important measures to not only demonstrate the value of the program, but perhaps also to promote out to the agencies the benefits of engaging young people at the high school level to develop those potentially very active pipelines from the high school and college level directly to our organizations. But we haven't built those in yet, as the program is still really in its infancy.
Thank you.
So I see that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a follow-up from David Jackson.
Yeah, the transportation networks rely on both public sector agencies and private entities. How much are you tied into the private companies that also impact and contract with the public sector TSMO ITS operations? I wonder if, I'm going to ask Simon Ramos if he could come on and speak to that. I don't know if he's able to speak up. How about, I believe I saw Cynthia. Are you still out there, Cynthia Lopez?
So this is April Wire. I can probably address that question. So we do recognize that for transportation networks, we do, there are a lot of opportunities to partner with public or, private sector entities. We do have a unique partnership here in the Phoenix metropolitan area that we have our regional community network where we share our fiber with our local agencies and other partners. For McDOT in particular, that has definitely helped us reach our more rural areas because we have all these little pockets of area that are harder for us to connect through because we can't have a centralized communication network. We're a bit more spread out. So we definitely rely on that community network quite a bit. And so it's just done through IGAs and led by our MPO, MAG, Maricopa Association of Government, that really drives that effort and helps us maintain that effort as well. As we move forward, some local agencies in the area have started working with the private sector and, creating agreements with Verizon and other fiber companies that come through their areas, asking for, as an agreement that if you come through our area, we understand that you are impacting our roadways and whatnot, but in turn, they might ask for a few strands of fiber. I think those are a little bit more few and far between. I think our region is actually pretty well developed with a very solid communications network. I think Phoenix is probably one of the younger cities, so it makes it a little bit easier for us to do that, but it's planned out very well. And AZTech has really provided us those partnerships and opportunities to work with one another to make stuff like that happen.
Thank you, April. I see Tom's hand up. Tom, you have a question, comment?
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. A great presentation. And one thing that really struck me was the segment in which you underscored the partnership between TSMO and HR. We've had numerous discussions over time about that importance, and you've really shed a light on what it could look like constructively. So I'm wondering if NOCO may want to work with you offline to prepare a little bit of a case study on this. We're often asked about how this might work, what it would look like, and it looks like a lot of what you've shared is either replicable or adaptable to other entities. So this is quite something for us to be able to learn from you, and I can see how important it probably has been for the success of the initiative.
Absolutely, Tom. That's 100% correct. I see my colleague from HR, Karen Lamb, is on the call. Karen, I wonder if you have any thoughts about your experience in the 2018 working group session, and what you think that partnership between HR and AZTech might look like as we go forward.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely interested in being able to partner further. Knowledge is power at this point. I think with the emerging technologies, especially in this group, and just the way that's moving and shifting so quickly, I do have to stay on top of the trends and what you're actually looking for. So I'm looking forward to actually just working together more with McDOT, more with our partners. And if there's any connections that you can kind of pass through, I'm always doing research too when it comes to trying to put together just appropriate salary ranges as well, and trying to work together with departments to really develop something that works for everyone.
Thanks, Karen. I feel like, at the intersection of engaging young people on these careers and the work that we're doing in collaborating more with HR to create better understanding around the needs of the TSMO workforce, eventually our young people that are perhaps taking advantage of internship programs and mentoring, they'd like to see that an entry-level position in an ITS or TSMO career is something that allows them a long-term opportunity to grow and succeed. And I think our partnership with HR is going to be really critical to perhaps help us create career progression, so that when we attract these young people to early careers, they see the value and benefit of staying with the agency long term.